Hello students, so here after so many days just we are coming back to the ecosystem once again. So as I have completed the ecosystem, as I have started and completed the introductory part of the ecosystem. So in the ecosystem first class, I have told you about the introduction of the ecosystem, definition of the ecosystem, and also what all concepts are going to come in the ecosystem chapter that we people have seen in the first class. And also I have told you about the introduction of the ecosystem and the environmental atmospheric conditions, the biotic and the abiotic components. Then in the second class, we people have seen the ecosystem structure and productivity. So in that ecosystem structure and productivity, we people have seen about the biotic and the abiotic components in detail. We people have seen that is abiotic components are air, water, sunlight, temperature, everything which is present in the atmosphere, whereas biotic components are those which are just that means these are the two types of biotic components we are going to see, that is the plants and the animals that we are going to see as the biotic components. Then after the abiotic and the biotic components, so we people have seen the third class. The three classes I have completed. In the third class, we have seen about the stratification and pond ecosystem we have seen. So I have told you that abiotic factors are those which is present naturally in the atmosphere, whereas the biotic factors, two are there, that is plants and animals, which are directly they are dependent on the nature, that is on the abiotic factors. If the abiotic factors are not there, that is, for example, air you take, water you take, sunlight you take, whatever it may be. So if the abiotic factors are not there in the atmosphere, then the biotic factors are not going to survive on the land. Why? Because the air or the biotic factors are going to respire, it is from the nature, and also the plants and animals even equal responsible for the survival of the abiotic factors in nature. Okay, so they are interdependent on each other. What do we say? This is called as what ecosystem. And next is after that we people have seen the stratification, that is the vertical arrangement of the plants or the trees in the forest ecosystem, that is called as stratification. We people have seen in the last class. And also we people have seen the new concept, that is pond ecosystem. So pond ecosystem is it is a type of ecosystem where it is showing the life in the water, and here we are going to see the presence of three zones. Okay, that is limnatic zone, littoral zone, and the profundal zone. Limnatic zone is the most first region where the sunlight is penetrating there, and also we are going to see the presence of the hydrophytes, zooplanktons, and the phytoplanktons that are in the limnatic zone, whereas the littoral zone is the second region where the light is not penetrating, but the beams of the light, what do we say, it is there in the littoral zone, and here we are going to see the presence of crabs, seahorses. If they are in the sea, it is seahorses, crabs, snakes, prawns, all the small fishes we are going to see as a secondary consumer in the where in the littoral zone. And at last, also we are going to see the presence of tertiary consumers in the littoral zone. So big whales, fishes it may be, whales it may be. So all those things are the tertiary consumers. Whereas last region is called as profundal region, where in this profundal region we are going to see that there is a presence of the decomposers, that is the organisms which converts the complex organic substances into simpler inorganic substances. Those are called as decomposers, and these decomposers are present in the in depth of the soil. Okay, these are decomposers. So this concept we people have seen in the last three classes. Now it is the fourth class which on the ecosystem, where we are going to start the second concept called as productivity. Okay, now you have to understand what is the meaning of the productivity. Productivity means the rate of synthesis of biomass. What is productivity? the rate of synthesis of biomass produced at any trophical level along a given period of time is called as productivity. Now here students, this definition means that the rate of synthesis of biomass, that means first you have to understand the word called as biomass. What you have to understand? The word called as biomass. What is biomass here? It is nothing but the or the organic material. The organic material produced by the plants and the animals. Once again I'll repeat. Biomass means the organic material which is produced by the plants and the animals. That is called as what? Biomass. Well, the rate of synthesis of biomass in a given period of time at any trophical level. Now once again, you have to understand the meaning of the trophical level. Trophical level means it is the unit of an ecosystem. You can see trophical levels. Different units of ecosystem is called as what? Trophic levels. What is trophic level here? Different unit of ecosystem is called as trophic level. It is denoted by T. Now, what does this mean? See, biomass I have told you. See, the different organic matter produced by the plants and animals. Now here students, if I give you an example for the biomass, the tree you can take, from that tree the dry leaves are falling down. Okay, if you sweep all those dry leaves, it will become a biomass. Is it not? Slowly those dry leaves, that means if you take the dry leaves and take it to the agriculture, it will become an organic material. Got it? And if in case of animals, if we take, animals are died. Okay, they died organisms, died animals are died in the soil. They get just their flesh is eaten by other organisms. That is a biomass. Slowly it is going to convert into a soil. That is a biomass. Is it not? Then reduced at different trophical level. That means what? Trophical level means what? That is the population, number of organisms, the number of organisms present in a particular area. Once again I'll repeat. Trophical level means the number of organisms produced at a particular area. That is called as what? Trophical level. Now for example, 100 number of plants are there. So all these 100 number of plants is grouped in one area. That is called as trophic. Then 100 number of animals are there. Then 100 number of all herbivorous animals are grouped in one area. That is one trophical level. Are you getting my point? So trophical level means number of organisms present in a particular area. That is called as what? Trophical level. So here, what is produced at each trophical level? That is biomass. Biomass is produced at each trophical level. Understood? In a given period of time. That is in a particular time, what do we say? Okay, in a particular time. That is called as what? Productivity. Okay, that is called as what? Productivity. So, what the productivity says? That is the production, the rate of synthesis of biomass, the rate of synthesis of biomass produced at any trophical level in a given period of time, which is called as productivity. Now basically we are going to see, so you people have understood what is biomass, that is organic material produced by plants and animals. You people have also understood what is the trophical level, that is different unit of ecosystem is called as trophical level, is it not? And it is indicated by T. And I have told you what is the meaning of the trophical level. That means particular number of organism is having a particular present in a particular number of area. Okay, so all these things, what do we see in the productivity? Now, how the productivity is measured? Okay, see, productivity is measured in the form of weight. Weight, that is gram per meter square per year. Productivity is measured in the form of weight and energy. If it is in the weight, then it is the gram per meter per square per year. If it is energy, then it is measured in the form of kilocalorie per meter square per year. Okay, if it is in the energy form, then it is measured in the form of kilocalorie per meter square per year. Okay, so this is the definition and unit of the productivity what we have seen. Hope so you have understood the definition. What definition says? That is the rate of synthesis of biomass produced at each trophical level during a given period of time is called as productivity, and different unit of an ecosystem is called as trophical level, whereas productivity is measured as weight, that is gram per meter square per year, or energy, that is kilocalorie per meter square per year. This is the definition of the productivity what you have seen. Now next is we are moving on to see the productivity ecology. What we are going to see? Productivity ecology. The study of the production of biomass by living organisms is known as productivity ecology. The study of the production of the biomass. See, I have told you the meaning of the biomass. What is biomass? I have told that is the organic material produced by the plants and animals. That is called as biomass. So that production of biomass study is called as productivity ecology. What is productivity ecology? The study of production of biomass by living organisms is known as what? Productivity ecology. Next, so here we are going to see the presence of two types of productivity ecology. How many types we have see? We are going to see two types of productivity we are going to see. One is called as primary productivity and the other one is called as secondary productivity. Now in the today's class, we are going to deal with the primary productivity. If time is there, we are going to deal with the secondary productivity, or it is continued in the next class. So, we'll start the primary productivity. Now what is the meaning of the primary productivity? See, basically primary productivity starts from the producers. Okay, basically primary productivity starts from the producers. Producers means what? That is plants. What is the meaning of the producers here? Plants we will say. Okay, so plants usually they consist of chlorophyll pigment. If you remember the photosynthesis topic, students of the PUC first year, you will recall all the points of the photosynthesis. Plants are consisting of chlorophyll pigment. Is it not? That is the main pigment helping for the process of photosynthesis. Apart from that, the raw materials for photosynthesis, if you remember, the raw materials for photosynthesis are CO2, then next is water, chlorophyll pigment, and main thing is sunlight. The main raw material for photosynthesis is sunlight. So sunlight plays a very important role for the preparation of the food material, that is for the photosynthesis. So basically primary productivity starts from there. Okay, primary productivity is seen at the producer level. Producer means what? Plant body on the earth. These plant body, what they will do? They will absorb the sunlight as a source of energy. Then they undergo the process called as photosynthesis. Why? Because there is a presence of chlorophyll pigment. Then they synthesize the glucose. That is called as what? Primary productivity. I'll read the definition. It refers to the amount of organic matter or biomass produced at the producer level. Okay, during a given period of time. So here basically they wanted to say that the primary productivity will start from the plants or by the producers. These plants or producers, they synthesize the food material and they just transfer that food material to the other organisms. That means herbivorous organisms will come and they will eat the plant bodies, and that is the energy transferring takes place over there. Is it not? So that is called as what? Primary productivity. Okay, that is called as what? Primary productivity. And next is we are going to see the two types of primary production. So basically what is the meaning? What is the definition you have understood? What does the definition says? The plants prepare their own food material And after preparation of the food material, the energy is transferred from one trophical level to another trophical level. That is, the herbivorous animals will eat the plant bodies for their energy. So that is the primary productivity. Then two types of primary productions are there. One is called as gross primary productivity and the other one is called as net primary productivity. Now what is the meaning of gross primary productivity? So this gross primary productivity is also called as GPP. Gross primary productivity is also called as GPP. Okay. Then definition says that it is the total amount of energy or total amount of food produced by producers per unit area per unit time. What is GPP? That is total amount of food produced by the producers. I have told you what is the meaning of the producer, that is plant body. Okay, produced by the producers per unit area per unit time. That means in a particular area this much of time. Okay, within that time, if they synthesize the food material using the sunlight as a source of energy, then that food material is transported to the other organisms. That is called as what gross primary productivity. And whatever the remaining is there, that is the net primary productivity. Even though after transferring the energy from one level to another level, the remaining energy is there, no, that is called as net primary productivity. So what is it, net primary productivity? A considerable amount of gross primary productivity. That is, even though after the synthesis of the food material, okay, say after the synthesis of the food material, what they will do? The glucose is synthesized and that glucose is transferred from one level to another level. Okay, so it is utilized by the plants in respiration. Now, considerable amount of gross primary productivity is utilized by plants in respiration. Now here students, one thing I wanted to say, while transferring the energy or at the time of photosynthesis, the plant body also shows the process of respiration simultaneously. Now, whatever the energy produced in the photosynthesis is utilized in the respiration. Okay, whatever energy is produced in the photosynthesis, suppose for example, glucose is formed in the photosynthesis. That same glucose, some amount of glucose is used for the breakdown of energy. That means breakdown into the form of energy. ATP molecules are released in the respiration by the breaking down of glucose. So some amount of glucose is utilized here in the respiration by the plant bodies. If you remember the photosynthesis and respiration, photosynthesis is an anabolic process, we will say. Respiration is a catabolic process. In the photosynthesis, glucose is synthesized. In the respiration, glucose is broken down. In the photosynthesis, the oxygen is released. In the respiration, ATP is released. So, 36 number of molecules of ATP is released in the respiration. So, that is considered as the net primary productivity. The balance energy or biomass is left under the meeting demands of respiration and maintenance of primary producers is the energy in the form of biomass available for the organisms in the next trophical level. That means the plants, after utilizing the energy for themselves, after transferring the energy for the other organisms, they, whatever energy is there, that is shifted to the next trophical level. So that is called as net primary productivity. Okay. So net primary productivity means the plant bodies, they are undergoing photosynthesis. Some amount of energy is utilized by the respiration and then whatever the energy is remaining, that is shifted to the next trophical level, which is called as net primary productivity. So it is calculated, net primary productivity is calculated as gross primary productivity minus R. That means the net primary productivity, total energy, is calculated as gross primary productivity. That means they synthesize their food material, they will utilize for themselves also, and then they used to transfer to the herbivorous animals also. Then whatever energy is remaining, that is called as net primary productivity, where so it is GPP minus R, where R is the respiratory loss or other loss. Okay. So this is about the net primary productivity, and we have completed the productivity concept. So what we have learned today, that is, we have learned about the productivity. What is productivity here, students? The rate of synthesis of biomass produced at each trophical level within a duration at a given period of time per unit area, that is called as productivity. Basically it will start from the plant bodies, that is producers, okay. Then trophic level, you have seen different levels of different units of an ecosystem is called as a trophical level, and productivity is measured as gram per meter square per area, that is in the form of weight, or energy, that is kilocalorie per meter square per year, okay. Then here productivity ecology means what? That is, I have told you what is biomass. The organic material produced by the plants and the animals is called as biomass. And here productivity ecology means the study of production of the biomass by living organisms is known as productivity ecology. Then two types of productivity ecology is present, that is primary productivity and secondary productivity. Primary productivity is basically dealing with the plant bodies. The plant bodies, they used to absorb the sunlight as a source of energy. Then they used to uh, prepare their food material and they synthesize the glucose. And that glucose is utilized by the herbivorous animals. That means it is synthesizing its own food material, and that food material is utilized by itself and it is transferring to the other organisms. That is called as gross primary productivity. It is using its energy in the respiration process, okay, because respiration is a catabolic process, and this respiration is releasing the ATP in the form of energy. So for that purpose, some amount of energy which is synthesized by the plant bodies is utilized by themselves only. Okay. Then next is net primary productivity, we will see. So whatever energy if it synthesized after the respiration and even after transferring that to the other trophical level, whatever energy is remained after everything, that is called as net primary productivity. Hope so you have understood. It is calculated as NTP is equal to GPP minus R. So this is about the productivity. Okay. Hope so you have understood this class. So write down this concept. All these terms is very important for 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark. Okay. So all these units you have to see, definitions you have to see. Everything will come in the final exam, theory exam. That means this time it is related, but it is very important. These units and definitions are very important in the NEET and the CET concept also. Okay. So note down this.